Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your end of August 2020 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Whew, that was a mouthful. This is a slightly different spread that I am going to do. Trying to get a hold of this card. I was kind of running away from me. Oh, I keep getting that Three of Pentacles. Not that there's anything wrong with the Three of Pentacles. It's just like, I like variety. Okay. So, the heart of the matter is the Lover's card. So, certainly some of you may be dealing with a love interest at this time, but there might be something, since this is the heart of the matter, there might be some dilemma related to this individual. If you're already coupled, for instance, something like that. The Lover's card can be, I think it's associated with Gemini of all signs. Doesn't seem like, it seems like Libra would be the sign that would be associated with, and it can be about a choice that you have to make. And perhaps in some cases it isn't specifically about love, but doing what you love. Maybe that's what it is. Instead of just doing what is practical, because this is the past position card that informs the reading, and this is a card that is associated with being very methodical and building up your life. The Architect's card, doing things in a way that creates a firm foundation for yourself. And I mean, obviously I could also interpret that in terms of relationships, with being in a relationship with somebody that you kind of had that mentality of you were building this empire together. I don't know how to put it, but you know what I mean. And like if you're a Sagittarius and you have Venus in Capricorn, then I see that very clearly, where it's not about, oh, I'm in love with somebody, but do we work as a team really well? You might have even met this person at work. It could have been your coworker. Maybe this, if this is a love interest, this is a coworker too, because this can be like how you met, like the past position. And so whatever, sorry about this, is my new my new tripod, but I'm still dealing with some stuff over here. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it might be that you have a current partner and they're really quite nice and lovely, a lovely person, but you're looking more now, you realize that you need more than that. You need something that is very loving, where there's an emotional bond, intimacy. This is a card of intimacy, and you might not have that with the current partner. Maybe your partner's a workaholic and they are really trying to get their, empire started, and you feel neglected in some way. The lesson to be learned, the takeaway in this situation, is represented by the Knight of Cups, which is a card of the artist, the sensitive poet type of thing. And, I'm a Sag as well, and that's something that has always appealed to me. That's what I would choose out over the safe type of relationship any day. Because, I feel that Sagittarius is adventurous and very romantic, but not just about individuals, about life itself. And we tend to want to have passion in life. And when people settle, it's because they're trying to, I feel like a lot of times, especially if they grew up with a lot of chaos, they just want a sense of peace. But, it can easily devolve into a sort of inertia. You know, if I had pulled the Four of Cups, that would be a perfect card to describe, you know, lack of interest, a sense of emotional flatness in life, and that kind of thing. And I think Sagittarius need to feel that sense of passion, or else it's like withering on the vine, so to speak. So the Knight of Cups, it's not so much passion as sensitivity, maybe artistic collaboration. If you're somebody who is creative yourself, and a lot of Sagittarius are, was coming in, which I love this card very much so, the Fool card. So this is embarking on a new journey. Now, as you probably know, we are currently in a cycle of eclipses between Sagittarius and Gemini. And we are going to have a lunar eclipse at the end of this year in Gemini, and a solar eclipse in Sag. So maybe all of these new beginnings are coming at the end of 2020. Maybe now is kind of that transitional period where you are leaving an old life and moving into a new life. With the Lovers card, yes, maybe it is kind of like a turning point. If this is somebody that you have met, that you are interested in, Sagittarius, I feel like the Lovers card is you, or with the Fool card, is that you are not worrying about where it's going to lead. That you're kind of just taking it as it comes. And this is, you know, par for the course for Sag anyway. But I feel like it's something that you really resonate with it at this time. And yeah, it's funny because, like I said, this card relates to Gemini, and Gemini is your opposite sign, and that's part of the eclipses. And so when there's an eclipse in your sign, that means that the opposite sign, you know, is also going to have an eclipse. And I said there are going to be eclipses in both of these signs, in Gemini November 30th and Sag on December 14th. And this can be a situation where your seventh house is affected, in that one that's in, specifically I'm talking about the one on November 30th. And so if you are currently with somebody, that might be the final hurrah, or that might be when everything is finally just dissolved. But it's going to be a good thing for you, because you either have found somebody much more compatible, or you have found yourself, and that's the most compatible of all. Like maybe the Lovers card is loving yourself and falling in love with yourself. The outcome is the King of Cups. And, you know, I did a reading, I think it was just the last reading I did, where I also drew this card for Libra, I think. And I was talking about emotional maturity. And in a sense, even though it was in a different position that I've drawn for you, I would say a similar thing. Because Sag is a masculine sign, even if you're a woman. It's a masculine sign, which means that the air and the fire signs, they are notorious for not settling down, because the masculine element, well, it's not an element, is it? The masculine, it's not gender. I mean, we call it the energy of the masculine. The yang energy is really about that sense of the universal side of life rather than the personal. So when somebody settles down with another person, it's not that easy. it can feel like their freedom is being taken. For Sag, that can be so front and center of our life, in terms of relationships, even with platonic relationships. If you probably know what I'm talking about. If you have a friend and you feel like they're calling you too much, or they're wanting to, you just feel like you have to always cater it to another person one-on-one, that can feel a little bit confining after a while. But the Lover's card is about intimacy, and as a Sagittarian evolves, they can see freedom within one-on-one relationships. They don't necessarily see them as some kind of albatross around their neck that they have to contend with. So I think that this is really great. My favorite card in this is actually the Fool card. And so I embrace the new that is coming into my life with the Sagittarius solar eclipse in December. And in the meantime, I'm going to prepare for the new cycle that we are all embarking upon. And maybe that means having some kind of tying up loose ends in some ways. If there's some area that you keep going back and forth, so that you can truly move forward, get your affairs in order so that you can travel light. Maybe you're even going to be traveling with the Fool card. But I'll tell you one thing, if you're going to travel, you're probably just going to have a backpack. You're probably going to, give away all your possessions, because the Fool has like a little knapsack. And the Fool, this deck, is Morgan Greer. It doesn't fully show it. The Rider-Waite deck shows somebody who is about to step off the cliff because their eyes are like trained above their head. And so they're much more looking at the heavens, the expansive qualities, but they have to be careful that they're not neglecting the little details, like, there's just so much space, and then, you could plummet many feet downwards. So you have to have some care. But the Fool card is about doing things your own way, being different, being, maybe like if you're coming off of a breakup, a relationship that didn't work out, you're not going to put any demands on a new relationship. Maybe you'll say, hey, to the other person, I don't care if you see other people. I'm not trying to be attached either. I want to explore. I don't want to have to answer to anybody or anything right now. Okay, that's what I have for you, Sag. I hope that you resonated with this. If you'd like a private reading, I have a special, which is natal chart with full-length natal chart, 70 minutes, with a full-length tarot reading, at least 45 minutes, at a special price. You can check that out. It's called The Whole Enchilada. It's in the link. And other readings that I offer. Namaste. Take care. Bye.